and welcome to one of my rambling talking videos. This one's really important to me, however, and I've been wanting to make it for a while, but it took me a while to figure out how to word my feelings properly about it all. So, I've been playing this game for 5 years. It's hard to believe, right? The first video I uploaded was in August of 2019, back when the game was just a demo where you sat in a early version of the character creator and you just made skittens. And that's what you did. There are a couple of other demos like watching AI dinos run around, but for the most part, it wasn't very much of a game. But I've been playing since then and making videos on it since then. In those 5 years, the game has, of course, changed a whole bunch. I mean, there's been a lot of changes. But also, in those 5 years, the most fun I've ever had was easily Akillo's release earlier this year in January or whatever. Akillo was so much fun. It could work out solo, you could fight and hunt decently large targets, you worked pretty well in packs. You did have the downside that most of your abilities do not work if you're solo or with other Akillos. But there's the third play style where you could play with small raptors and be a mob boss. And all three of those ways were really fun to play, had their own challenges, and I enjoyed playing all three ways. But since Akillo's release, I have watched the game and its development take a very sharp turn downhill for the worse, and I want to talk about it. I want to get it off my chest. I want to talk about my frustrations with how things are going. First there came the sound nerf. You used to be able to track people, even in crowded, heavy forest environments, through their footsteps if they weren't careful, if they weren't stealthy, And you could use that to locate potential prey, track them down until you could see them and figure out if they actually are prey. I really enjoyed that. I loved the stalking part of the hunting. Now, however, it's like there's a little bubble around your dinosaur. And anything that's outside that bubble, you can't hear it. It's dead silent. Someone could be right beside you and then walk away a few body lengths, and then they're as quiet as if they're not even there. And, well, for one, that ruined how I hunt, because I used to hunt in crowded, busy environments with a lot of cover, a lot of bushes, and it was hard to find people without listening. And you can't do that now. The world feels dead, sterile even. It feels empty. You have to locate people visually. So, the places I used to live, the really crowded, busy bush and rock and trees, those are so difficult to hunt in, because the moment you lose visual sight of a person, you're probably not going to find them again, because they're absolutely silent the moment they get too far away from you. So now you have to stick to more open areas to hunt, and there's that. My favorite part of hunting, that stalking, that finding somebody who doesn't realize you're there, that's not really here anymore. Because now I have to see somebody, and usually if I can see them, they can probably see me, That's kind of how it works most of the time. Sometimes I can still get a good ambush off, but hunting doesn't feel the same it used to. But all right, fine, I'm adaptable. You've ruined my preferred way of hunting, the fun way. But fine, I'll adapt and work with it like I always have when the game changes things. But then came more and more, and a lot of the recent ones targeted my favorite new animal to play, Akillo. In April, they nerfed Akillo across the board. His claw damage, his cruel swipe damage, it was all nerfed. Outright saying, we don't want you to play alone. We want you to be in a group. We want you to focus on pouncing, even though what you can pounce in game is just like 4 or 5 things. But again, we only want you to pounce. We want you to focus on pouncing, so you're only going to be able to hunt these specific things that you can actually pounce. But fine, again, I'm adaptable. I'll work with it. The game is fun, or Akillo is fun. I'll try to make it work. But they are steadily becoming more and more painful to try and play, but I'll find a way, But then October rolls around, and they bring with it another Akillo nerf. Bite damage is down, and health has been lowered, and once more, the developers state, we do not want you playing Akillo solo. we want to encourage, aka force you, to play with tiny raptors in a mob boss pack. So they nerf it again, and they once again state their preference that people do not play it alone, and that they want Achillos to pack with people, and that's basically the only way they want you to play. And in order to make sure of that, they're going to nerf everything about you that lets you survive solo. And I admit, this is making me angry. Frustrated and angry, because I've watched over the months as solo playing has been reduced further and further and further because they want you to mix pack and they want you to pack. They don't want you to play alone in this game. And I like playing with people, but I also want to be able to play alone. I know it's a multiplayer game, but you should still be able to play alone. But now they're specifically targeting a playable I enjoy with the expressly stated purpose of not letting you play it alone. And I don't think anyone should be forced to play in a group. Everything should have some functionality by itself. I shouldn't be required to get 4 or 5 or 7 of my friends together every single time I want to play Achillo. Now you could say, well, Jin, you can still play solo. You just have to hunt babies, right? You love hunting babies. You're right, I could, except, oh, wait, that's right. Don't you remember? They've reduced how much food babies give you, to the point that they're not worth hunting anymore. In a survival game. They don't want precious little babies to get eaten, guys. In a survival game. So yeah, alright, well, they've removed Achilles' ability to kill big things, and they have completely removed any dinosaur's ability to survive off babies. So alright, I can't hunt big things, and babies don't give food, so what about critters? Those are brand new, right, but, oh dear, critter spawn rates aren't very good, are they? In certain point of interests like Green Valley and Grand Plains, you'll find lots of them. But you go to pretty much any other area and there might be none at all, even though there should be. They might spawn and then immediately burrow away again. It's weird, isn't it? They're so inconsistent. So okay, I can't hunt big things, and babies give no food, and critters are very inconsistent and unreliable, so I guess I'm stuck eating bone piles. For all I lament what they've done to Achillo, I really feel bad for those of you guys out there who play Alio and Picno, because you are having all these same problems I am, but you also don't get the benefit of having the scavenger diet. So I feel for you, Alio and Picno players. I feel for you having to survive purely on crappy baby food amounts, inconsistent critter spawns, and starving to death pretty much all the time. But it pains me to say it, but the developers have really taken big steps over the last few months to make this game not fun anymore. And it's really sad. I mean, I've been here for 5 years. The game has had its ups and downs, but this is the most down I've felt about this game. But what's even more sad is just before all of this stuff started happening was the most fun I was having in this game, That January to March time frame was the most fun I've ever had in Path of Titans. And how quickly they managed to turn that around into a nosedive to where I'm having the worst time in game I ever had. It's I don't understand why it is a bad thing for us to want to play the game alone. I get it's a multiplayer game, but we should still be able to play alone on the dino we want. But the nerfing the food values of our only player prey source that solo players can rely on eating, the babies, the sound nerf just irritates me to no end because it made hunting so much less fun. But I'm frustrated, and I wanted to talk about it because I love playing with my friends. I do. It is a lot of fun. But I don't want to always have to have friends in order to play the game. Sometimes I like being able to have the challenges of trying to survive solo. Granted, they've taken those challenges and turned them into pretty much impossible hills to climb instead of little hills to climb. And they've taken everything I've enjoyed about this game, threw it in the mud, and then stomped on it. And I admit it feels a little personal. It probably isn't. They probably don't care one bit about me, but it does feel a little personal. Because I know I'm not the biggest Path of Titans YouTuber, and I'm probably not the longest Path of Titans YouTuber, but I have been around for a while, and I have openly showcased on my channel mainly playing solo and a lot of playing Akillo. But anyways, you know what? I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep playing Akillo solo, even though they have outright stated they do not want me to. Too bad. I will find a way to make it work. But this does mean one very big change. And I mean, it's kind of a big change, but I've already kind of been doing it. But it's this. I am not recording videos when I'm by myself anymore. If I'm playing solo, I'm not recording. You know why? Because there's no point. It's not fun for me. I don't get any exciting content. I can't hunt properly. I can kill babies, which, let's admit it, is not that exciting content. But even when I kill babies, I don't get to eat them because they disappear immediately. So I'll still play with my friends. I'm not quitting the game. I'm just, when I'm playing by myself, I'm not going to record alone when I'm playing alone. The developers have ruined that area of the game and made it so difficult for me to get good video content while I'm playing solo that I'm just not going to bother anymore. But I'm still going to record when playing with friends. I'm not quitting Path of Titans. I'm just only going to record when I'm in a pack. And I'm still going to play Akillo solo, mostly because I'm spiteful and I refuse to let the developers ruin my favorite playable and my favorite playstyle. So I'm going to do it even though they apparently hate that playstyle and hate that playable being by itself. I'm going to keep doing it anyways. Sorry, but you can nerf me into the ground. I'm still going to play my solo Akillo, even if all I have to eat is bones, alright? But yeah, I needed to talk about this. I needed to get it off my chest. Express my frustration with where the game is going. And like, I don't want to quit Path of Titans. I don't. I still love the game, but it's more accurate to say I love what the game used to be. And just, they're trying so hard to make it not fun anymore. And if it gets too much worse, I might have to quit the game just because I get so frustrated when I play it because they hate how I play the game and are taking steps to try and remove it, I guess. But it is sad. Akillo had 3 play styles. You could be solo and do pretty well. You could be in a Akillo only pack and do pretty well. Or you can mob boss and they're like, we don't want you to be alone. And we also do not want you to pack with your own species. Both of those are wrong. That is the wrong way to play. You are supposed to be playing with Dainanis and hunting Rexes and pouncing. And that is the only thing you're supposed to be doing. But I'm not going to play the way they want me to play. So I'm going to keep doing Akillo, even though it's incredibly frustrating and difficult. I'm going to do it just out of the principle of the thing. It's my favorite playable, and I'm not going to obey, as it were. But anyways, you can look forward to pack videos. You can look forward to mob bossing videos, because I'm still going to mob boss. But thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm sorry that it was mostly just me complaining, but I had to talk about it. It's just watching how I like to play and the dino I like to play steadily getting destroyed really hurts on a personal level, and I needed to just talk. But anyways, you can look forward to, I have 2 Serato Pack videos upcoming, and then after that I have 2 Akillo Mob Boss videos upcoming. So you at least have 4 more videos from me before I run out of my backlogged content, and like I said, I'm only going to record when I'm in packs now, so there will be chances where I might not have a path video for that week, or for 2 weeks in a row, because it just depends when I get my friends together to play. But anyways, thanks for listening to me talk. Developers, if you bother to watch me, please consider what I've said, and think about more than just people that play in groups when you balance the game. There's those of us out here who do like to play alone, and you're hurting us. So, anyways, I'll stop rambling now. Bye-bye.